Hi, this is Dr. J. Davidson, and I'm so excited that you are here in this journey, and I am lucky enough to help assist you along this path. Foundational medicine. What is it? Let's dive into it. A question asked very often to practitioners, to even just friends and family might be asking, what should I do for my fill the blank in with health issue? And you might be asking the same thing, which is why you're listening to this program, right? Looking for insight. Here's what I would tell you as a clinician. I would focus on figuring out what the cause of what is creating your symptoms and dysfunction is. And that is the key, right? Getting to the cause of what's creating the symptoms. Some of those core things typically are toxins and chemicals that we're exposed to. These things then damage our mitochondria. They clog up the drainage pathways of our body, which we'll be talking about in this program. They also create pathogens in the body. This is foundational medicine. This is the purpose of this program. And what is foundational medicine? Foundational medicine addresses the core of what is causing dysfunction in the body. What's causing dysfunction, as I mentioned? Multiple things, but usually chemicals that we're exposed to in our food, that we drink in our water supply, and that we breathe in. Those are significant factors. Remember, the human body is made to heal itself if you put it in the right conditions. And that's the goal, is to put your body in the right conditions so that it can heal. And so think about it this way. We have core issues that are going on in the body. If we get down to the root cause into these core issues, what happens is a lot of these secondary, even tertiary type symptoms then disappear, right? We clear out the white noise. So instead of trying to treat all 22 symptoms that are going on in the body, we figured out the core sources of those things, and a lot of the other symptoms will disappear that are more secondary. Now, what are we seeing? We're seeing a toxicity epidemic right now in our society. If you go onto the EPA website, they generally update this about every 6 months. This is their TSCA, or their Toxic Substance Control Act inventory. And what they're doing is they are tracking all the chemicals that are produced and used in America. And basically, February 2024, they said that there is 86,741 chemicals right now registered on this inventory. 42,293 are active. So out of the 86,741 chemicals, only 42,293 are still active, right? That's almost 50%. Now, just because a chemical isn't active doesn't mean that it isn't still in the environment, persisting and still causing challenges. And so this program is going to dive very deep into toxicity, detoxification, all the different steps it actually takes for your body to process, opening up drainage, supporting mitochondria, clearing out pathogens, parasites, all these different things that are factors in this detoxification. So 86,741 chemicals. Unfortunately, maybe not all of them are still persisting in the environment, hopefully not, but there's actually quite a few, even if they're not manufactured, that are still there, still affecting us, that we're consuming, eating, drinking, breathing, touching, all these different factors that then get into our body. We really believe that following something that gives you the proper order, the proper things at the proper time, is how you're going to garnish the greatest results. The roadmap to health is something Dr. Todd Watts and myself have created from years and years of clinical research, along with also teaching hundreds, if not thousands, of practitioners around the world. This process, getting feedback and refining it. So we want you to trust that this is something that you can base a protocol off of, the roadmap to health. So when people are saying, hey, what's happening? Why do so many people have disease? Why do they have conditions, symptoms? Why are we not healthy? Why am I not well? I'm going to tell you that toxicity, right? This toxicity epidemic we're in is a big piece to it. Oftentimes, toxicity creates deficiency. So before we immediately reach for, I need vitamin C, I need B12, I need zinc, I need magnesium, I need, fill the blank in, right? Iodine, all this stuff. want to identify the toxin first, because oftentimes the correction of just removing or eliminating the toxicity or the toxin in the body will remove the need for that nutrient at that high level. So look at this example. In this chemical reaction example, you're looking at A goes to B, B goes to C, C goes to D. Now between A and B, let's say that reaction needs magnesium, right? Mg. Great. B to C needs vitamin B6. C to D needs zinc. But now let's say there's a toxin exposure that's in the tissues that specifically affects from C to D. So now we put this wall up. So now instead of just needing a small amount of zinc in order for this reaction to happen, what happens in order to get up over that wall? You need a huge amount of zinc. So if we don't remove the toxin, right, the wall between this chemical reaction, how much zinc are we going to need? A lot. And how long are we going to need it? Pretty much forever, or until we remove the toxin. So the real question is, do we need more zinc or do we need less toxin? And I'm here to tell you the focus is about removing the toxin. Then we can fine tune the nutrients that the body needs. Traditional versus functional versus foundational. Should you take supplements and vitamins every day? Well, traditional medicine might say, one a day multivitamins, okay. That's fine. Functional medicine might say, well, you need a B complex, a probiotic, take a fish oil, vitamin D3, make sure K2 is with it, have some greens powder, calcium, magnesium. What does foundational medicine say? Foundational medicine says, our environment exposes our body to chemicals daily. Minimize our exposure to the ones that we can impact, right? Minimize our toxin burden. Take a binder every day. Traditional versus functional versus foundational medicine. Do you need to detoxify? Traditional medicine typically will say, well, no, that's what your liver and kidneys are for, silly. It automatically detoxifies you. Functional medicine will say, yeah, you got to detox, your body's overloaded, and usually they focus on heavy metal detoxification. Foundational medicine says, yes, we do need to detoxify. We all live under the same atmosphere. So one chemical being created on one part of the earth, unfortunately, eventually will probably affect most people on earth. And this growing amount just gets out of hand and it becomes a burden to the body where our liver and kidneys can't keep up. So we need to assist. And this assistance, right? So toxicity is the primary underlying drivers for creating pathogens in the body, for creating mitochondrial dysfunction, for creating epigenetic expression. So again, it's not your genes, it's the expression of them, right? Epi means above, genetic means genes, so above the genes. So it is your environment, lifestyle that then triggers the expression of these genes. So again, it's metabolic, environmental, it's not genetic. So where do I start? Where you start is with the roadmap to health. So on the next video, I'm going to be going through the 5 phases and how it relates to this foundational protocol journey with your 4 steps so that you can maximize your results and minimize your time. Because you know what? You probably got family depending on you. You got a lot of things to accomplish in this lifetime. And you know what? When you're not well, you're not going to do it. So we're here for you in this journey, and I'll see you on the next one.